Oh, wipe coding, one prompt, AI can do this, that. You're a millionaire by tomorrow. But man, if you have no taste, no judgment, no experience, you cannot think about the idea you want to build, no AI is gonna help you, really. It all started in the very peaceful morning. Then I picked up my phone and I saw that my Twitter feed was literally blown up by Vibecoders. These guys are building multi-seven-figure businesses overnight without even knowing how to code. Well, that's a clear AI gold rush, and I thought, let me try it too. Alright, it seems everything is quite easy and I just need to write there my request and AI is supposed to give me a perfect idea for $1 million app today. I wanna build $1 million app today. Give me some cool ideas in the booming niches. Bam! So I wrote that in ChatGPT. I'm gonna copy paste that into Perplexity, and I'm gonna do this also in Claude. This is the incognito chat, so it doesn't know the context about me. And there you go. So Perplexity came up with some ideas: AI creator CRM, personalized AI finance coach, AI this, AI that, $1 million apps here in Claude, AI sleeping coach, AI employee, AI DM, closer, AI language, tutor. Everything is AI, man. And ChatGPT also gave me 8 ideas, which is kind of the same. And this is where we have a really important issue, that those platforms are giving the same ideas to millions and millions of people who are trying to build their next $1 million app overnight, no investment, ASAP, today, international markets, boom, launch. So you see that market is literally infected by the same ideas, and in the abundance of intelligence, what's even more important than just building is to figure out what you want to build. But guys, we're gonna take completely different approach here. If you want to succeed, you should not follow the mass. That's quite obvious. So there are 3 very important things that you should start with: is your skills, your passion, and low-hanging fruits. And when you build something, you just have to love at least a little bit what you do. You gotta have some low-hanging fruits to get some, first W's over the line very fast. And obviously, without the skills, something that you build doesn't have the unique competitive edge, because everyone is kind of better or the same as you at doing exactly that. So this triangle is very important when you are sketching your idea. So I'm taking a pencil, some time off my iPad to go to the sketchboard and come up with some unique intersections that I'm gonna show you a little bit later. The idea is done and we got some pretty solid list. But let me show you something. Build me a Pomodoro app for my productivity that I can use right now. So me as a user, I will not pay money for any software as a service because I can prompt it here and it already gave me a solution. I just typed my very short prompt. It's literally 1 sentence. And it spat out a working piece of code for me so I can use this as my personal software. I can make it fancy, I can make it looking good. And this is something that we call software was eaten by AI. This tweet was posted by Naval, and I think he quite neatly highlighted the current problem of software, because it became so easy to build everything that you can literally talk to it in the plain English, and without even knowing how to code, it will build you a fully working app. So now the question is, what do you build? And also, what internet guru don't tell us is this thing. It's called software death cross. Because as you can see, the red chart here is the valuations and multiples for software as a service valuation index. It goes very, very steeply to the bottom. And this green chart right here is the AI growth. It's ChatGPT, Claude, all those tools you guys using. And so right now, you can see that these 2 lines are about to match in the middle, and that is gonna mean the absolute death for the software, because now you can replace it by talking in the plain English to AI. You don't really have any issue to build things. You have bigger question is what you can build. After juggling all these ideas like crazy for some time, I already figured out what I'm gonna build is gonna be the Creator OS, because I think every single individual in this world will become at some point the content creator. That's the only way to survive in this crazy AI gold rush, to build your personal brand. So I'm gonna build the context model that will create great content out of what you got going in your life. So I'm not technical. I have never written even a piece of code in my life. And this Vibecoding meta is quite good for me, because I hope this thing is gonna build perfectly the backend that I will just orchestrate. Let's go. First off, I'm going to Claude chat and I'm gonna ask it to build a doc for me that I can feed to Claude Code, so that it's gonna build me the backend for my app. And here is something how you can do it. Build a doc for me for my app that will be helping content creators to print bangers and help them to analyze their performance empowered by AI. I need to feed this doc to Claude. Skill. Now I have everything I need. No, you don't. You don't have everything you need. That's quite crazy, because I intentionally didn't give enough context to it to see how generic, floppy, sloppy, goofy thing I'm gonna get, even as a certified vibecoder. Me, certified vibecoder. Okay, so the file I got in Claude was a complete sloppy, vague BS. And Twitter gurus will tell me I gotta write better prompts. This is why I turned complete psycho and installed something called Clawbot, which is Openclaw right now. The whole internet is talking about it. So I installed Joey, who is my AI assistant and my quant. I spent some 2 or 3 hours to even install it. Hey Joey, can you write me a prompt that I can put in a Claude or ChatGPT that will help me to create a good document for the coding phase after that? So now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna listen to Joey and then copy paste this prompt into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT had questions. A lot of questions. What stack are you building? How far you want to go? What is your ICP? What's the key feature under the hood? Probably it asked me more questions than all my exes combined ever asked me in my life. You want to write a good prompt that will try to narrow down your idea, so as you go down this rabbit hole, you will yourself understand where are you having some flaws and where the strengths are, and also you'll be able to make your idea something that is tangible, not wishy-washy, airy. Okay, now the doc is ready. Let's talk numbers. So let me go to this powered by Openclaw Joy and ask him a question. Yo, I'm building a content creation tool. Tell me the number, ARR, please, now, Joy. API rate limit reached. Please try again later. What? They're saying it's a $5 subscription, but after that, turns out you're paying $200 a month just for this. Oh, okay. Joy, my boy, is so back. Here's what he thinks about the ARR. So 500 users, 174. Realistic scenario, $1.2 million ARR. Cool. So I can sell it for 10 mil with 10x multiple. Aggressive. 6 million ARR with 5,000 users. Now, Joey, okay, so tell me how we're gonna do it, like little small strategy under 200 symbols. Ship fast, post daily on LinkedIn about it. Let your audience be your first 100 users. That's why I chose this idea, by the way, because I already have low-hanging fruits, and those low-hanging fruits are people who were asking me from the community about something I got under the hood of this tool. All right, numbers are good. The tag doc is done. Now On to the next one, which is Claude Code. Now I'm gonna copy paste this into Claude Code. Hey, build me this app, please. Select the folder somewhere in my documents. Okay. Trust workspace. Of course, bro. I allow you all the access from my computer. Right. While this thing is thinking, we're gonna go and think about even more important thing, how the app is gonna look like. I already went to Gemini, Google, and I asked it to build UI and UX design for my app, and this is what I ended up having. It looks kind of not bad when you consider that that was made by AI within a couple of seconds. But here is the bigger problem that no one pays attention to. When you have all the things in the market looking the same because they were built by the same platforms and AIs under the hood, because those AIs were prompted the same way, the whole market ends up being a copy pasta. How are you gonna acquire your users? How are you gonna build something unique and legit? All these Vibecoding gurus and $1 million app builders on Twitter are probably hallucinating. No one is telling you the real cases. You have to flip your perspective, you have to flip your strategy, and not thinking like, how do I wipe code within one prompt, $1 million ARR business? But how do I add my personal authenticity? What is more important is to have a taste, because your taste will determine how great app does. Your judgment, the idea of judgment, that with the infinite amount of outputs that AI is spitting out at you, you have to have your judgment to split the wheat from the chaff and not falling in the traps to build everything it recommends you, develop your taste, and also empower your judgment. While I did everything it recommended to me, connected APIs, did all the job with the servers, I'm going now to localhost 3000 and it still says this site cannot be reached. And you're spending hours and hours for something that should have become wipe-coded app within the click of a button and still no result. And here's what I tried to do. To my Openclaw AI assistant Joey, I sent the code that Claude Code generated for me, and I said, can you please check the code whether you see there are some leak outs, because I saw multiple cases where guys were wipe coding their apps and then all of a sudden it was leaky and they lost tens of thousands of dollars because of the leaky code. And this is something you should pay attention to. It says there are some red flags: critical, no API root, there is using Claude Opus most expensive model, no authentication, saves to local storage only. It flagged me a lot of mistakes, so if I would have published that on the backend without checking it, it's over, guys, it's over. Came to touch some grass because this coding thing started to piss me off. It all sounds easy on Twitter by the influencers. Are telling you, oh, wipe coding, one prompt, AI can do this, that, you're a millionaire by tomorrow. But man, if you have no taste, no judgment, no experience, you cannot think about the idea you want to build, no AI is gonna help you, really. So I spent some time thinking and thinking and thinking again. Okay, gentlemen, I'm officially back with the new strategy. And that's gonna be wild, man. Wild. Okay, so we made a very important decision with my co-founder. We chose to not follow another generic slob wipe-coded app. There are hundreds and thousands of those out there on the internet. So we chose to dial in, create design with our signature, to bootstrap an LLM that will make a better text conditioning and architecture than the cloud solution. And for that, we obviously needed someone who is technical. So we found a guy from the community to help us with the code while we would just, go deeper, locate on the strategies, on the user design, and overall marketing of the app, because that's very important, whereby we are just way better in terms terms of understanding what user needs, because actually, if I'm honest, I'm building this app for myself, and there are lots of people like me who need the same solution. So I would rather go deeper in the product feature, deliver something that is not replaceable by Claude free subscription or cannot be wiped out from the market with another ChatGPT feature that will be released tomorrow. So we decided to do that, and this is where the whole approach completely changed. Well, I just got off the call with developers and our advisors, technical advisors, and turns out that it's not only enough to wipe code your backend to really deliver some great experience and quality content, text and videos and vice versa. So we went back to the drawing board again. No AI docs, no generated layouts, just us really figuring out what the product actually needs to be. We ended up adding some of the human touch here with the features and product we really need without generic docs, generated by AI. Then we switched to the user experience and overall platform design that now looks quite good, I would say. It's not like generic slop, wipe-coded app that is just another one. Then, we got some great changes in the overall funnel and how we can onboard the user to deliver value faster. So we sketched that on Figma, and I'm super excited to show you what we got running under the hood. But this is like some first pieces I really like, and it doesn't look like that stuff that AI suggested me earlier today. So here's where I feel that we can really roll with the outstanding product that the market truly needs, and then turn on the marketing machine. And now it is the funniest part. It is GTM strategy, go-to-market strategy, of course. I did some sketches myself. I'm not gonna go to Claude and tell, yo, Claude, can you build me strategy for the next 3 months of my app? I wanna make $10 million and probably working like 2 hours a day. This thing is not gonna build this for me, okay? So I went to the sketching board once again. I outlined here the pre-launch, private beta, public beta, launch, and the pieces I want to get inside, like in white codes, how I want to launch it, who is allowed, who is not, the pricing, the conditioning, and all that stuff. Now we're gonna feed that with the specific magic prompt to AI, and we're gonna build a whole working document out of it. Right, so check it out. This is why I get better results using AI than you. This is the prompt, man. Just check it out. How big is this? Like, it's very big. It's super detailed. It's full of my context. None of this I copied somewhere from the internet. It's all I dictated to that microphone. And so I'm gonna press enter right now and get something good, I believe. Fingers crossed. Oh, by the way, it's gonna ask me questions because I said explicitly here, ask me the questions if you are not sure about anything, but I want you to understand my ideas. It's gonna ask me some questions and build a strategy out of the context I gave to it. Okay, so the strategy is running, but after everything I got today, I need to be very, very honest about one more thing. Here is the most frustrating part about AI. It is lying to you on repeat. Whenever you forgot to ask it, well, did you check yourself? It is true? Yes, it is true. Is it really true? Yeah, 100%. Do you swear to God it's true? Well, maybe that didn't provide me context and bah, boom. That's it. You're cooked. If you don't have your judgment and your own faculty of reason, you're gonna be roasted by AI. If you're gonna ask it, let's say, well, I need to wash my car, there's the washing station 50 meters away from me, should I go there on the car or should I go on my feet? It's gonna tell you go on your feet, forgetting that you need to wash your car there. And then you have to somehow find those holes in the thinking of AI. So then you're gonna point out, here is where the problem can be. And then it probably will turn some attention to it and help you to correct the problem. But if you're not doing this, prepare to be. It's the end of the day, still no product, but I know something now that I didn't know this morning. Whew. Today was extremely long day. We still haven't built $1 million app in one sitting, but there are good news. We picked up an idea, we started executing on it, we found some guys from the community. We decided to do like 10x, 100x bigger scale with this app that it was initially planned. Initially was like maybe we can wipe code something and kind of make some big fast hustle. So now it has gotten to the point where we really believe it can be $1 billion app. I'm gonna be building this in public, so tune in and I'll see you at the top, guys.